before this court be terminated, but submitted that the accused should be set free. This court agrees that it will indeed be a double jeopardy to the accused persons if proceedings before this court continue. Accordingly, this court pronounces itself on the applications as follows. 1, that continuing to try the accused persons on the same facts of another case in a civil court will cause injustice to the accused. 2, that it is fair and equitable that the accused person be tried in civil court where he is to be charged with other suspects who are not before this court. 3, this court hereby terminates the proceedings against Honorable Robert Kulanyi before this court. You are accordingly set free unless being held on other charges. We so rule, done at Gulu this 23rd day of August 2018 under my hand and seal of this court. Court Jones adjourned up to next week. Okay, court. Get orderly fast. Finish. Good. Yeah. Okay. Go ahead.
So he's been to magistrate.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Abu.
It's changed. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Will you give me a chance to talk to my client?
Benson.
Police.
1, 2, 3.
I have been informed that by the police, Honorable Chagulanyi is wanted and they are arresting him now. I am going to sit with him. I said I can only go with him. I am happy to sit in their car. They informed me that we are going straight to court where the charges are waiting for him. In his state, I don't want us to engage in any quarrel with them. We shall fight from court the same way we have fought here. Accordingly, I have been informed to inform you that you are under arrest. We shall cooperate with them to the extent that we can. They say we are going to use this car.
Which car? The police car?
In this car.
Take me to this court. Gulu.
Yes, to the Chief Magistrate's Court in Gulu.
Yeah, we shall follow.
Yeah, you follow us. We need you. Kindly give us way.
Don't worry.
It's okay, be firm. It's okay.
Courage.
You need to use. I can only trust a call here.
Yeah.
She's okay. Okay.
It's okay.
Bobi, any relief?
Thank you. Can I get him in?
Yes.
Can we have this? Thank you. Can I get him in the
The charges.
Mazike tujja kubiruka se oboga nagula simanyi kebero bwana jizingire ketutumwa awe osulu simanyi kituko kwendi
And right now, Bobi Wine is being led to the Gulu Magistrates Court, where the charges are going to be read to him. So we shall be getting to you back shortly. Right now, we're going to be heading to Gulu Magistrates Court.
Yo, hey yo, what's up? It's the illest show that rocks your weekend, that kickstarts your weekend. We come through with 1,000 gigahertz of energy.
As they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
It's the illest TV show. This is Exposed. We come through every single Saturday, 1:30 to 3 p.m.
Remember to call in with your music requests
right here on NTV. So make sure you catch us 1:30 to 3 p.m. Exposed, live in your face. We are the show on the business. Exposed.
Swalla la la, drink. Swalla la la, swalla la la, swalla la la.
Good morning. It still is morning. Of course, we are following events as they are playing out. We just saw what did happen in Gulu. The court-martial sat a few minutes ago. Of course, the earlier process was the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, also known as Bobi Wine, was produced before the General Court-Martial, something that should have happened at Makindye, but that did not happen. We understand he was airlifted, as we did see him in Gulu. And the initial pettifogging was about the court-martial saying, look, there's already an ongoing process in the High Court, that's the civil court, where other members of parliament are charged with treason. And so they were saying, we are going to release him now to that other court so that that process begins. And the lawyers of Bobi Wine contested that, saying, look, if you set him free, you're not an arresting entity. Set him free, and then the police can do whatever they can do. And of course, there was a lag of about 10 minutes. And when court reconvened, they did say, we are withdrawing our charges as far as the court-martial is concerned. We are terminating proceedings against Bobi Wine. And you did hear Lieutenant General Andrew Guti, the chairman of the General Court-Martial, saying, except if he's detained on other charges altogether, and that presupposed that he could be detained. And a short while after that, we saw one of the lawyers of Bobi Wine, the Honorable Medad Segona, did get to Bobi Wine and said, look, police has informed me they are rearresting you to prefer other charges against you. Those are the charges of treason, the same charges that have been preferred against other members of parliament. That's the Honorable Gerald Kafure Kakaruhanga, the Honorable Paul Mwiru, and the MP-elect for Arua Municipality, Kasiano Wadri, together with several other folks. So the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi then got detained. He was taken in a police car, that white Land Cruiser you did see. And we are following events to see what does happen. We understand he was taken to Gulu CPS. And presumably what's going to happen there is that police is going to prefer charges against him, the same charges that were preferred against these other members of parliament. And then we see what happens. Of course, the interest of his lawyers was that he gets released such that he can access medical treatment. Is that going to happen? We wait to see, because if police does charge him, then they can release him on bond. But will that happen? We are following events to see how things go. We have a team on ground in Gulu. My colleague Ali Mivule will be joining me in a short while to just bring us up to speed in as far as what has happened so far. But that's the developing story. The Honorable Kyagulanyi has been rearrested shortly after he was released by the General Court-Martial, which terminated proceedings against him. The backdrop of that, of course, is that there's been contestation of the General Court-Martial trying civilians, because the background of the General Court-Martial is that it was established to try indisciplined officers, serving officers, to discipline them if they get off track. And a few civilians have been taken before that court. Among many is Kiza Besige, and there's been continuous contestation of civilians being tried before this court. So perhaps the General Court-Martial did not want to get itself in murky legal waters again as this gets to be tried. And so they said, we terminate the process here, and if there are any other charges, so be it. And we have heard from police, they have rearrested him, saying, we shall now prefer the charges against you of treason. So we are keeping tabs with this. I don't know if my colleague Ali Mivule is standing by so that he can bring us the latest so far. Okay, so what we see there are pictures coming in from Gulu Magistrates Court, where the Honorable Kyagulanyi, better known as Bobi Wine, is being produced, and he is, we understand, going to have charges preferred against him, charges of treason, the same charges that were preferred against other members of parliament that were arrested pretty much within the same precincts as himself. We are keeping tabs on that to see how that happens. Looks like all this was very well orchestrated, that the General Court Martial would release him, then police takes over, and then court, because everything is happening almost in a scripted manner, because court is now going to sit and they get to hear this. We understand the lawyers of Bobi Wine will be seeking to apply for bail, because now this to them is a legitimate process, because his lawyers previously were contesting their clients being tried in the General Court Martial, because it is a court that was established to try military people, serving officers who are indisciplined, that need to be disciplined, and not civilians. And now they are fine with him being tried in a civil court. So we understand that once it starts, once the charges are preferred, they can then ask the magistrate to release him on bail, if that gets to happen, so that he can seek medical treatment and so on. We are keeping tabs on that to see how it does happen. Of course, the other members of parliament also did try to seek bail, but that has not happened for them. The charges were preferred against them of treason. We understand that their lawyers are continuously trying to seek that they get released on bail, but that's the developing story as is. So folks are settling into Gulu Magistrates Court so that these charges can then be preferred against the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi, and thereafter his lawyers will seek to get their client bail so that he can be freed, and he goes to access medical treatment, and then the trial process can begin. Something they're comfortable with, because they had issues with the legitimacy of the General Court Martial. They are now comfortable, at least according to them, with the civil court trying this civilian. So we are keeping tabs on that to see how things go. Let's just cross over to court and listening to what's going on there. This thing failed. This thing failed. The thing failed. All right, now I'm joined by my colleague Ali Mivule, who is standing by somewhere in Gulu. There you are on your screen. Ali, good morning. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you clearly, Joel Senyini. Well, right now we are at the Gulu Magistrates Court, where Robert Kyagulanyi has been brought for further mentioning of some charges after all the charges were withdrawn by the prosecution side of the Army Court Martial. Giving his ruling, the chairman of the Army Court Martial, that's Lieutenant General Andrew Guti, said that the Army Court withdraws all the charges, but he must be tried in a civilian court. That's prompting the move to bring him here at the Gulu Magistrates Court. The court, just to give you a picture of what's really happening here, the court is filled to capacity. I've seen some politicians here, like some politicians here, like the former leader of opposition, that's Winnie Kiza Odonga Oto, among other people here. So at the moment, we're just pushing to get some space here in court, which isn't the case, which isn't a very good experience. So at the moment, we're in this court. As you can hear, some of the noises, the noise they're trying to tell us to rather.
Ali, I don't know if you've had a chance to speak to the lawyers again. I saw you speak to them at the General Court Martial area. Have you spoken to them on what's going to happen now? Because we understand they should be, once charges are preferred against him, then they will apply for bail almost immediately. But what are they saying anyway?
Okay, I spoke to Medaluga Segona, that's one of the defense lawyers, and he was happy with the move. He said whereas his client has been brought to the Gulu Magistrate Court, that's already one step that has been achieved, and now they're going on for another, and they'll be applying for bail later on. But in his words, he said all they wanted was Honorable Kyagulanyi not to be tried in the court martial, saying that his charges were out of his jurisdiction. So we're here now at the Gulu Magistrate Court, waiting for the Chief Magistrate. We're not sure who is going to be. The last time the MPs that are being tried of charges connected to the Arua chaos, it was Francis Matenga. So we're not yet sure which magistrate is going to be here. But what I can confirm to you is that the charges, all the charges against Robert Kyagulanyi that were before the Army Court Martial have been withdrawn and is going to be tried in a civilian court. That's why we're here at the Gulu Magistrates Court.
Ali, of course, you know, the speculation that is rife is that they're going to prefer charges of treason against him, just like was the case with all the other members of parliament that were arrested just about the same time as himself. Do we know the exact charges that are going to be preferred against him in the civil court now?
At the moment, we're not yet sure which charges, but when we were giving his ruling, Lieutenant General Andrew Guti said it would be unfair to charge Honorable Kyagulanyi in two courts which cases are connected to the other MPs that were also arrested. So there is some speculation that he might also be charged with treason, but we're not yet sure about that. We are yet to know which charges are going to be slapped against the Chadondo East legislature.
Well, of course, the charges that were before the General Court Martial were 3 counts. One, unlawful possession of guns, 2 guns, that makes it 2 counts, and then the other, unlawful possession of ammunition, which is meant to be a monopoly of state organs. Are they saying what you have gathered from there, that now that ceases to be the case? Because there was talk that these were trumped up charges, so did they say these were thrown out altogether? Let's pick up something new.
According to the court martial, those charges are thrown out. But now it's upon the magistrate here at Gulu Court to prefer the charges against the legislator, which I told you earlier. We're not yet sure which charges, either the first charges of illegal possession of ammunition or any other charges. So that will depend on the magistrate here.
Okay, so what are folks there saying, politicians and other people? Do they feel like this is a round 1 win for Bobi Wine? What are those folks saying?
Well, Senor, what I can tell you, when we were coming to the magistrate court here, people were all over the roadsides cheering. It seems that's round 1 won for the defense lawyers. Who knows what will happen in the next few minutes here? Will he get bail? We are yet to find out here.
And his condition, you have gotten up close. What do you see? What is his state?
What I realized about the legislator's condition, the left ear had some cut, but the wound was healing, and but he couldn't stand on his own. He was on crutches even when he was taken to the police car that brought him here to the court. He couldn't move on his own, and actually was helped by his wife, Bobi Kyagulanyi, to get into the police car that brought him here. But physically, when you look at him, he might be happy, but there is a bit of sadness when you critically look at the legislator. But I haven't seen any other injuries apart from that on the left ear, the one that is on the left ear that is healing at the moment. But the other parts, I couldn't get an up close. Only that he can't move on his own, as many people have been saying, those that have been visiting him in Machinde barracks, because he just needs to be helped to move.
All right, Ali Mivule, thank you for that update. I will keep tabs with you as the story does develop to get the latest. Thank you for giving us that. All right, so of course, folks are already settling in court. The lawyers have taken their seats, and other folks that are going to be attending the court proceedings. We are waiting for the magistrate. That's the Gulu Magistrates Court, where we know for now that the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi is going to be charged. What charges? Well, initially the chairman of the General Court Martial indicated that all right, I think we'll cross over to the court now because I see lawyers standing. The magistrate should have walked in. Let's just cross over and listen to what's going on there.
William Nyanzi, Atiku Shaban, Handama Richard, Manen Muhammad, Handama Android Doka, Jaga Muhammad, Wali Aloro, Asikuto, Ojodre Stephen, Odom John Bosco, Anika Charles, Asega Abibu Jogo, Tamale Wilberforce, Utelezi Nur Manzu, Akira Maida, Faruku Akbaran, Gamba Tumusime, Mandela Nelson, Obeti Simon, Rajisa Sam, Nalibo wa Caroline, Galumbe Amin, Odom Rasul, Abwala Jen, Ijodre Bashir, Asara Naiti, Amidu Juma.
Step.
May it please your worship?
Yes.
My name is Patrick Samia. I'm the resident senior secretary.
Yes.
Worship, I appear for the state. Together with my junior secretary, Nakapua Catherine.
Worship, my name is Bleda Rebecca Sekona. I appeal for the accused persons, together with my learned friends, Mr. Kenneth Kakande, Mr. Gitara Tony, Mr. Layo Paul Julius,
Kenneth Paul Kakande, yes.
Mr. Gitara Tony, yes. Mr. Layo Paul Julius,
yes.
Mr. Katana Benjamin, for the accused persons.
Yes.
Your worship, the matter is before you this morning to enable us present an amended charge.
All right, our profuse apologies there. We're having a technical glitch, but the trial there has begun pretty much. Well, not the trial per se, but we understand that charges are going to be preferred. We saw the state attorney there making his submissions, and I'll be pushing for charges to be preferred against the Honorable Robert Kyagulanyi. Which charges? We'll be hearing that in a short while. Of course, defense on the other side is on standby, most probably to apply for bail. Yes, the charges will be preferred, and then the ball will be set rolling. We understand they should be applying for bail so that he's released immediately on bail, such that he can access medical treatment. Of course, the whole genesis of this you have been following and everything as it has played out, and many folks are now saying, all right, so finally the man is before a civil court, because there was quibbling over him being tried in the military, the court-martial, the military court, which is pretty much in place to try serving military officers as opposed to civilians, and so there are legal battles through and back and forth. And I guess the court-martial did not want to get itself in that, and that's why they decided to terminate proceedings in the general court-martial and have this tried in the civil court. Let's cross over again now.
I made them charge it aloud. Where is the accused person?
I don't think. Your worship, they should have kidnapped like that. No. They're not really happy to do that.
Where is the accused person?
Your worship, they're bringing him to
No, she's in better position to tell me where the accused is.
To the best of my knowledge, your worship, he is within the court premises.
Okay,
well, your worship, we are not in a position to proceed with that. It has to be presented.
Maybe a standover? How long will it take for him to appear, Mr. Mia?
Less than 2 minutes, Your Worship. No. You see, Your Worship, I want us to be realistic. I'm an officer of this court. I think let's stand over the matter for 5 minutes.
Stand over the matter.
He's not in good health, and I'm sure the prison authorities are doing some administrative work.
So we are standing over this matter for 5 minutes to enable the accused person to appear. 5 minutes. As we call other files. No, I have other issues, please. It is normal business.
We thought we are the only business.
You can call it other file. Where is my prison's officers?
Civil suit number 55 was 2013, la court Jalan versus the court Please, excuse me, keep quiet. What is the session?
Patrick Abore.
Yes.
The defendants are present. I don't see the law in court. This man will come out for defense. Before I watch you do that, he informs his out of step. The worship will already been on the bench. When it's supposed to try magistrate to be in court. That is on the 11th of October 2018 at 9.
October?
11th October at 9.
And the judge 11th of October 2018 at 9 o'clock sharp.
Civil suit number 55 was 2016, Sarafino Kumu versus Onet Charles Odom Semelda.
This was the public abhorrent for neglecting the matter.
Are they in court?
They're ready to be court. The defendant was in court. The lawyer, something.
Who is that one?
Of course,
that's for the defendants?
Yes. matter will come out for the council. We inform the trial magistrate without opposition. We have also been given a date.
That is when?
Yeah. Is it 11th
October?
Yes, 11th October.
11th October 2018 at 9 o'clock. The trial magistrate is indisposed.
Person number 45 for 2013, Lucina Court versus Home Attorney and Marina Award.
What's wrong with this matter?
Yes.
Yes, for the plaintiffs, Council Michael Court already did to Mr. Yet. For the plaintiff, Council Court Michael Court did for the Council Yet for the defense. We pray for them very much in this court. I think they're proposing 11th of October. I'm not sure whether it's the 11th of October.
Which day?
I'm saying 11th of
Mr. Dupa?
Yes.
How many people are you intending to bring?
I have 5. And the first bring that one. First bring that one. Then what's going to space? You know, if I can't, let's give us space. Bring the other one. Bring the one. Let's organize it.
Put them aside and bring it up to one. Then Mr. Kilama?
Yeah. This one will come here. Next one will come here.
This one is 11th to do.
It's really application number 90 of
Hold on.
from Bank, he is joined by Mr. Kumakich Kalama for the accused person, and Mr. Nicholas Opio.
You're joined by Mr.
Kumakich Kalama and Mr. Nicholas Opio. And Mr. Wameli, Mr. Wameli, and Mr. Ochaya Achela. Wameli Anthony. And Achela Ochaya. Ochaya Achela Paul. The accused person is finally here.
I hope you've gotten a copy of the amended charge.
I have not, but I am. We can
proceed.
Okay. Shall I read them, Your Worship? The state has
yes.
I beg to do that.
Mr. Honorable Kyagulanyi,
sorry, Your Worship, the accused person is not in a position to stand.
I will accommodate you in that.
Thank you.
You are 22 years of age. I don't know whether he understands English.
It does.
It does.
Your Worship is 36, not 32.
It's okay. It's okay. It was a slip of the tongue. Mr. Kyagulanyi Sentamu Robert, alias Bobi Wine, you are a male adult Ugandan, 36 years of age. You are in Uganda by tribe, a member of Parliament for Chadon East constituency. You are a resident of Magere village in Kasanga Town Council. It is in Wakiso district. You are charged with an offense of treason. It's contrary to section 23, subsection 1B of the Penal Code, Cap 120, laws of Uganda. Prosecution alleges that you, together with Kasiano Ezatu Wadri, Karuhanga Gerard, Paul Mwiru, Michael Mabike, Sewufu John Mary, Musi William Nyanzi, Atiku Shaban, Adama Bennett, Model Mohammed, Adama Anwar Doka, Ijaga Muhammad, Wani Aloro, Asiku Tom, Ejotre Stephen, Odom John Bosco, Anibu Charles, Asega Abibu Jogo, Tamale Wilberforce, Butelezi Nur Manzul, Akila Maida, Farouk Abdurrahman, Gamba Tunsime, Mandela Nelson, Obeti Simon alias Edega, Rajani Sam, Nalgoa Caroline, Galumbe Amit, Odom Rasul, Abora Jane, Jetre Bashir, Asara 90, Amidu Juma, Honorable Kyagulanyi Robert alias Bobi Wine, and others still at large. On the 13th day of August 2018, at Arua municipality and other places within Uganda, with the intent to do harm to the person of the President of the Republic of Uganda, unlawfully aimed and threw stones, thereby hitting and smashing the rear windscreen of the presidential car. The charge you are charged with is capital in nature, and this court has no jurisdiction to try it or to even allow you to speak any word pertaining the charge. The the best I can do is to give you another date.
Your Worship, inquiries in this matter are incomplete. Police are yet in the process of gathering more evidence. In circumstance, we pray that the accused person be remanded. The first 32 accused persons were remanded to 30th. Yes, ma'am. 30th, yes, this month, when the matter will come before this court for mention.
Yes?
Your Worship, we appreciate that this court cannot make orders relating to the charge, but we have a prayer over which this court is clothed with the powers to make direction. Considering that the police is proceeding with investigations to recover that heavy stone, and considering the physical and emotional appearance of the accused person, as you will kindly observe, he has been in detention since the 15th day of August 2018. He was badly, since 15th August 2018, he was badly beaten and brutalized by the military, both at arrest and during detention. And has not received treatment except painkillers and massaging to reduce the swollen face.
Yes.
It is therefore our prayer that, considering his state of health, whereas we do not object to the remand, he be remanded in a hospital where he can receive treatment. We do not object to him being guarded by prison authorities while he receives treatment. But it is a matter of urgency that he receives the treatment he deserves, which he cannot receive while in prison. Your Worship, the last time we appeared, we made an application that the accused persons in this case were equally been brutalized. Some could not sit, could not stand. One night, Asera in particular was releasing blood in her private parts, needed urgent treatment, and to date, the prison's authorities have not submitted them to receive the same. We pray that you be pleased to direct again that both the other accused and this particular accused person access medical care. But in particular, the Honorable Chagulanyi Center, Night Asera, Night Asera, Jane Abola, both the ladies and this particular gentleman, whose name be referred to a private health facility in the region where they can be guarded but also receive treatment.
fairness requires that you try a person who is alive and is in a position to defend himself or herself. That is, the physical and mental state must be well before you try that person. Anything to the contrary is an unfair trial, is torture sanctioned by the state, and that renders the trial a nullity. Health and life are a constitutional right for everyone. I therefore pray, Your Honor, that you find the pleasure in making this evidence.
Station, would you like to respond?
Your Worship, with the greatest respect to my friend for the first person, what he's laboring to do is to give evidence from the bar. We don't have any evidence that somebody was brutalized to the extent that he is already. But in the event that...
Do you have an objection for the accused person to be given treatment if needed anyway?
What we shall do is the prison authorities are aware, capable of taking whoever is not capable of being treated by them to a facility that he or she can receive treatment from. So, to that extent, in the event that there is somebody who was brutalized as alleged, although there is no evidence, we shall proceed with the prison authorities, and I believe the situation will be handled.
Worship, the only reason we cannot bring photographic evidence is because he has...
Let me first finish his reply. Are you saying that the prison authority can provide the necessary treatment, or...
Your Worship, to the best of our understanding,
you are saying there is no...
They can provide treatment, and in the event that they cannot, they can always take whoever needs treatment that cannot be provided within their facility to a better facility. This has always been done ever since prison has been in existence. So we believe they will handle it.
Worship, I wonder whether he doesn't need an affidavit now, having raised evidence from the bar. But the only reason I cannot bring that evidence is because they have refused to afford them access to health care. Because the only evidence somebody can submit can only be from his medical doctor, which he has denied the accused person. The next evidence, Your Worship, is the physical appearances. With respect to the accused before you, you can see for yourself. Now, with respect to the other accused I have mentioned, the learned chief magistrate who handled that looked at them, was satisfied, and made the orders. So the continuous refusal is actually in contempt. And I do not think a professional has a space for contempt in court. I reiterate my earlier comments.
petition considered both submission of the Land Estate Authority and the Defense Council on this matter pertaining to the health of the accused parties. I've also had the opportunity to take a look at accused, specifically A33, in respect of his health. And I believe this court, as custodian of justice, cannot sit back as the health of the accused persons is deteriorating. It is the considered opinion of this court that the accused person, particularly A33 and others in similar condition, are allowed to access their private doctors at any time, as and when. And those who cannot afford private doctors are hereby direct the prison authorities to take them to the necessary facilities to ensure that their health is guaranteed. I so order. Matter again, you are hereby remanded until the 30th day of August 2018, when the others will come.
All right. Pictures coming in live from Gulu Magistrates Court. We just did hear the magistrate deliver his verdict. He says, of course, Bobi Wine together with the other accused are still on remand. However, A33 meaning accused number 33, who happens to be Bobi Wine, General Robert Kyagulanyi, has been allowed to access private medical treatment wherever he may wish. Of course, prison warders will be with him to guard or whatever the case might be, and he said the same will apply to other accused persons who are in a similar condition and would want to access private specialized treatment or whatever the case might be. And for those who cannot afford that private care, the magistrate has ordered that the prison warders ensure that that is given to them. So of course, in a way, you could say that Bobi Wine gets some kind of temporary relief. He is still he's still pretty much in the hands of the prison warders because he is on remand. However, he can access medical treatment wherever he may wish, even though the state prosecutors were saying, look, the prisons have got medical facilities and he can be attended to there. But Bobi Wine's lawyers were saying, no, the medical treatment available there is not good enough to do a good assessment of what is going on and then give him the required treatment. And the magistrate agreed with Bobi Wine's lawyer, so he can be taken to whichever hospital he may wish. And of course, that will be on the watch of some prison warders because he is still in their custody. He's been remanded until 30th of this month. That's when the other co-accused of his will also reappear in court, and thereafter then we will get to see. Of course, the premise of this is that the magistrate's court does not have jurisdiction to try treason charges. The magistrate court does try offences if they are civil matters, offences which accrue a pecuniary value of not more than 50 million Uganda shillings. If it is above, then those can be tried before a magistrate's court. That's for civil matters. In criminal matters like this one, a magistrate's court cannot try a case which can accrue a punishment of life sentence or death. And we know that a treason allegation can accrue that if somebody is eventually convicted. And so such a case cannot be tried in a magistrate's court. It does not have the jurisdiction. And so eventually he will be committed to the High Court for trial together with all the other accused, and then they can seek bail from the High Court. So this particular court cannot grant them bail because it doesn't have jurisdiction. But this matter will then be committed to the High Court, and then we get to see what does happen. But for now, the magistrate does allow that, look, you can go and access medical treatment wherever it is you may wish, under the watchful eye of the prison warders, since he is still in their custody. So that's what has happened as of now. What's going to happen now probably is Bobi Wine together with his lawyers and personal doctors will liaise with the prison warders on whichever hospital he would like to be taken to access proper medical treatment, and then he can be allowed to go there under the watchful eye of the prisons department. So that's the case as it has developed for now. We of course now will take a break, but as the story does develop in our subsequent bulletins, we'll be bringing that to you. Good afternoon for now.
Hey yo, what's up? It's the illest show that rocks your weekend, that kickstarts your weekend. We come through with 1,000 gigahertz of energy.
As they bring you some mad DJ skills and crazy video mixes.
It's the illest TV show. This is Exposed. We come through every single Saturday, 1:30 to 3 p.m.
Remember to call in with your music requests
right here on NTV. So make sure you catch us 1:30 to 3 p.m. Exposed, live in your face. We are the show on the business. Exposed.
Swalla la la, drink. Swalla la la, swalla la la, swalla la la.